Hey there, I'm Zomfon and welcome back to my hardcore world. Today we're going to be adding on to our starter base here, or well, our tower. I want to make another one of these cargo containers, except I want it to be blue. Specifically, I want to make it out of cyan concrete. Oh, hi. In order to make cyan, we need a couple of things. We need sand and we need gravel, both of which I don't have a whole lot of. And then for cyan specifically, we need green dye and blue dye. And that's where I gotta say that I'm a little bit of the problem. I'm the problem. It's me. Let me explain. Hi, editing's on fun here. I didn't explain this very well, so let's give this another shot. In order to make blue dye, you need either blue orchids or you could use lapis. Lapis is a little bit easier to get a hold of, and this is where the problem arose. In order to get lapis, you can use brewing stands in order to get clerics, and clerics will sell you lapis. I had already gotten all of my clerics in place by the time I realized that I wasn't actually recording the game. So, yeah. Now you're caught up, let's get back to it. But then I realized after getting these guys that, well, actually, I realized it in the middle of doing all of this that we were going to need a way to get emeralds in the first place. I don't have any on me. So, I decided to get these farmer guys. This guy I can sell things to, and he'll just kind of give me emeralds. The rest of these guys, however, will buy what their little plaque says and also sell me bread. Hi guys! Anyways, with that all up and ready to go, I want to get away from all of that mess to take advantage of all of the lighting of this cavern that we did last episode and move on to the next bit. You see, one of the other things that you need in order to make cyan concrete, or specifically cyan dye, is green. And although Minecraft has a lot of green, there's really only one way to get green dye. That's cactus. Now, I could just take a small little trip through the nether here to get a bunch of it and then smelt it down, especially since all I have are 3 pieces right now anyway, and that's definitely not going to be enough. But I think I'm going the wrong way, and 2, that like I said, we can take advantage of our cavern and go ahead and make ourselves a cactus farm. You know what? We have just a crap ton of spruce, so why don't we just make the majority of this out of just spruce? And now, hello, why you making noises? Well, the heck with you too then. Alright, so now we can go all the way back down into the depth. And last episode, we discovered a slime chunk right here. And I was gonna make this slime chunk into the actual slime farm, but, you know, seeing this little bit right here, if I can back up a little bit, you can see it probably a little bit better. But right here is a perfect column going straight down. And just, wouldn't that look really cool if it was like a vial or a crystal of some kind coming straight through the rock? I think it would. We're going to start here at ground level, dig ourselves out a little bit of space until we get pretty much under center with that pillar, and then we're going to dig straight up and do all the stuff. And with that, we have quite a bit. We have our farm, our cactus farm. It looks absolutely horrendous for the moment, and I am missing about, I think it's 8 cactus. But it is set up now where it will start collecting cactus. So that is nice. Now, This thing has way more storage than I will ever need. I didn't even put that much cactus up here. So hopefully this is going to be one of those things that I can just forget about and never have to worry about it overflowing. How about no? Where did you even come from, fellow? And with that, we now have glass all up in here because the cactus was trying to escape and we can't be having that. We have plenty of cactus doing its thing and becoming cactus. Man, this thing's actually doing pretty good. Wait a second. I got a full stack of cactus. Goodness gracious. That's actually that's probably just what we need. We probably just need a whole stack of cactus. We probably don't even need a whole stack of cactus. So we're gonna take all of this and we're just gonna kind of stick it in our furnaces to smelt. And I think we're just gonna put this right here for safekeeping. Start doing a little bit of a pile for what we need to work right here. I was having a little bit of an issue. So I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a zombie pigman somewhere. And by somewhere, I kind of already know where it's at. I don't know how it got there. I was looking everywhere. Hello, everyone. Meet Baba Boo. Baba Boo, meet everyone. Baba Boo and his llama. He's gonna hang out here and watch after our stone, aren't you, Baba Boo? Anyways, I realized I was gonna need a little bit of light blue dye, and the easiest way to get white dye is to just use bone meal. I did have the idea of making like a big bone meal farm, but I was already collecting all the beetroots that I could possibly need for beetroot seed, and so I just put the beetroot seeds, and now I have more than enough bone meal to make all the light blue dye that I need. Now there are still a few things that we are going to need to gather up. For one, we need wood. Specifically, we're going to need spruce, which it looks like we're good on, oak wood, which we're definitely good on, and we're also going to need birch. And quite frankly, I think we're good on all three of those. That is very good. What we aren't good on, though, is warped wood. And the reason we need warped wood is because there are these sections in our cargo container that kind of look a little bit like the paint on them is very worn. And we need to add that to, you know, the rest of the blue one. The blue one needs the weathering as well. And eventually, yes, I do need to break down and finish the red one. I'm procrastinating. Fuel my procrastination further by leaving a like and subscribing if you haven't already. Let's go get some blue wood. Let's go. Let's go. No, thank you. I'm not here. You don't see me. I just realized this is gonna be far less spooky if I just... Oh, I can't see nothing. Ah, yes. Much better. But before we go back in there, I want to do something. It's my birthday, so I wanna make a cake. I want a cake. Turns out I don't actually know how to make a cake. I need more milk. Hello, Mr. Cow. Give me your milk. I want a green candle there and light it up. Happy birthday, pumpkin. Yeah, I think this is okay. Definitely not gonna burn that down. Alrighty, back to it. Wait a minute. Where did all my trees go? Well, I guess our work is done here. Go ahead and increase our pile. Kind of. Okay, have fun. I'm just gonna pretend like I don't have a steadily growing supply of... Oh, there it went. Of zombie pigmen, and we're gonna go do something else. Oh, we'll just put this away for right now. We'll probably need it again later. But anyways, the next thing that we need to do is make sure that we go ahead and get our shovels ready to go. And I think what we're gonna do is go to the desert and go ahead and see if we can get a pretty decent amount of sand. I think I'm just gonna keep going until I have a chest. Of course, it's gonna take a couple trips, but it's fine. Two loads later, and we now have a pretty decent amount of sand here. I'm thinking it might be a good idea to go ahead and get some gravel. I think I know one spot to go to that has a fair amount, and I think it'll give us just the amount that we need for this project and some more. I just gotta find my boat. There it is. You know what? There is an awful lot of gravel just right in here. And I feel like I may have gone in the wrong direction anyways to get to where I was going. So we're just gonna set up right here. And I'm not entirely sure how this is gonna look in a time lapse, but we're about to find out. If it looks great, great, you'll see it. If not, you'll see a chest full of gravel. Well, either way, you'll see a chest full of gravel. Let's just get in here. And the time lapse was absolutely horrendous. So we now have plenty of gravel. I thought about going and getting some more, but I think this is going to suffice for now. It's been a long... everything's taking so long. I took a little bit of a detour and entered my first build competition. I'm currently also working on putting that video together as well as doing this one. Yeah, so that's why everything's late. Also, I don't know if you can hear it, the AC is broken where I live, so I've got a bunch of fans on. I did a little bit of an audio test, and you shouldn't be able to hear it, but you never really know with these things. Anyways, we now have everything that we need for this project in this barrel. Yes, this barrel. One of the many, many barrels. We also have all of the spruce we're going to need, all of the oak that we're probably going to need, and we're probably going to end up using a little bit of birch as well. Whew. I think that's all the thinking that I really have to do besides actually building this thing, and finally, after like a month, finally building another shipping crate. I'm going to stop saying finally, and I'm just going to build it. Starting... Yeah, kind of like that. This took a little bit longer than anticipated. It's surprisingly difficult to make things look semi-proportionate. Yeah, this works out pretty good. I do think it might be a good idea to update myself to, what is it, 21.4? Whenever it is that we got the Pale Garden. Because that would be so much nicer for these rope bits. So think about this. You have a cargo container up like this. You have the bases here that are kind of crudely boarded together, and then ropes, you know, thick ropes that are connected to the actual cargo container to make sure that everything is secure. I don't think any of this makes ingenuity-wise, any sense, but I think it looks just as goofy and messed up as some of this other stuff around here, so we're going with it. we're going with it. Are you coming to serve in the army that I'm apparently making of zombie pigmen and piglins? Zombie pigmen? Alright, so that took a little bit, and I'm not entirely sure where some of my blocks went. Not to mention the AC is working, but now the internet's out, so you get to see me like this for a little bit. Anyways, we have all of our blocks, and it is time. Oh. Well, I guess that's done there. Well, I suppose we can just kind of go up here and just do some retexturing. Well, it seems that once again the time skip fairy has struck and all of the retexturing is done. How utterly convenient. Problem is, they dyed all my sheep. What if I didn't want cyan sheep? Seems they missed a couple blocks. Man, crazy how that happens. Yeah. But anyway, we now have a full-on cargo container, a brand new one. And yes, there are still problems, but I think this looks pretty cool. It turned out a lot better than I thought it would. I'm not entirely sold on just the lack of texture in concrete versus terracotta, but if you've ever seen cyan terracotta, it's not, it's really hard for me to find. It didn't look right. It really didn't. Well, I guess we could head back on down here, put our things away, and I'm not gonna do the gag again, I promise. We're actually going to build the thing this time. And by thing, I mean we're gonna build ourselves some shelves and some storage. We're gonna build storage. We need 12 double chests, which means we need 24 single chests. Watch it, I'm gonna get done and then I'm gonna realize, oh yeah, I needed more chests. Let's see, we just need to come about 2 blocks this way. And basically what we're gonna do is, and I vastly miscalculated, we are indeed gonna need way more chests. But yeah, we're gonna do something like this. I need more, and I don't even want the oak trapdoors. Not everything needs to be horribly textured. What is wrong with me? That might do it. That's definitely not enough chests, but that is certainly gonna be enough trapdoors. Can I at least pretend I know what I'm doing? That would be nice. We do the chests like this. We come all the way across. And then we put up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if we come back up here, we can put a couple more chests like that. And that is going to be 1 unit of that. 1 unit of chests. We got to do that 2 more times. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I totally counted everything right. Anyways, we now have all of our new chests in our new little storage space. This storage space is actually going to be for all of my wood, which means I have to take all of my wood from downstairs and move it up here. And the reason for that is because down here, where I have originally put all of my wood cutting stuff, it's one, not very effective. I'm very quickly running out of room because apparently I don't know how to not hoard copious amounts of rocks. And 2, I already have my mud and gravel, and that's not gravel, that's gravel, and that is dirt. And sand and all of that in here. And there's plenty of room down here for me to have space for all the various different kinds of rocks. I can put all of my nether based stuff in here. I'm trying to get organized. That's the whole point of doing this, is to get a little bit more organized. But I do like this. The only thing that I don't really necessarily like is that I kind of want to put a sort of cauldron and seating area over here. So I wonder, it kind of gets in the way of getting around here, but quite frankly, I kind of want this area to feel really cramped. I want this base to feel a little bit cramped. All right. I want it to feel a little bit cramped because it's meant to be a survival base on an abandoned island. I say, as I have all of this going on. Listen, all right, not everything needs to look rickety. Some things can be pretty. Anyways, I guess now all that's really left to do is move all of our stuff up in here, and also I'm thinking I'm gonna put some signs if I have enough. And that is all of that done. It occurred to me that I don't have any crimson wood, and I decided that trapdoors were a little bit easier for me to see than the individual blocks inside of the item frames. Like, I can see that pretty well and that pretty well, but when it came to things like the acacia block, it was so similar I couldn't really tell. So I think this works out pretty well, and it's nighttime, so I guess I gotta go to bed. It also gives me a perfect excuse to come down here and be like, hey, check this out. I fixed all of my stone while I was at it. I don't think we're gonna need a full 3 chests full of these things, but you know, we got the sandstone, the tuff, and the deep slate. And then down here, I left it with the terracotta as it was. Our concrete is still where it's at. I just kind of shoved my glass up here. And yeah, it feels really strange walking through here and seeing completely different labels on the floor, but quite frankly, this is going to be a lot safer, or rather it's going to feel a lot safer for me. Plus, there's going to be a lot more storage in the long run than everything being shoved into random barrels out here. You need a home and a name too, don't you, dude? Yes, you're working very hard, Gerald. Yes, you are. I'm very proud of you. But this is it, actually. This is everything that we had planned today. It looks pretty darn cool, and I'm very happy to have yet another piece of the puzzle put together. It's all kind of sort of coming together. All we have left to build on this main tower is my official house, and then also to finish up texturing on the red cargo container, which honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's stayed like that way longer than intended. It just aggravates the crap out of me to get the mangrove that I need in order to do the texturing. Despite the hiccups, I am so glad to have this project done. It's so nice to finally have some designated safer storage for both my woods and my stones. That being said, we're gonna call it for this episode. It took way too dang long in order to actually get this done, but I am so glad to have it done. If you enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment with your favorite thing. Tell me what your favorite wood is. Tell me now, please. I beg of you. Engagement, please. Anyways, you have a lovely day, and bye.